I think that my mom is a huge grounding factor in my life. I also know that bachpan se hi I've been a very overtly critical person with myself. I still remember when I didn't get into Yale, it was like the world had crumbled. And when I got into Columbia, it was like, oh, by the way, I'm going to Columbia. So I think the older I'm becoming, the more I'm understanding that it's important to firstly just be. आप कब सेलिब्रेट करोगे? केदारनाथ हिट हो गई, शायद मैंने वो भी सेलिब्रेट नहीं किया, आप जरा हटके की बात कर रहे हो. So I've always kind of been that person कि चीज़ें बहुत अच्छी होती हैं तो उसको celebrate ज़्यादा नहीं करती, and this is not a good thing. And I'm going to change this about myself. I think Usha made me discover way too much about myself. Everything that I admired in her, I found tiny fractions of those things in me, like confidence, like the need to keep going, like spirit, like the need to derive your strength from your own self. For the need to be able to say, you know what, if this is wrong, and I'm not going to stand by it anymore. I used to not be this person. I am becoming this person.
Is exactly patriotism for you? You come from a family where your grandfather was one of the most celebrated cricketers representing the nation.
I think patriotism for me today is just being grateful to be living in a free, democratic, sovereign republic. And genuine gratitude to all the unsung and celebrated heroes that have given up their lives and livelihoods to be able to give us what we take for granted on a daily basis.
Audition for parts?
I would. In fact, in the office that we're standing in, somebody asked me the other day that would you be open to audition, and of course I would.
Hi guys, this is Ankita. You're tuned to Bollywood Bubble, and today we have with us Sara Ali Khan, who is going to take us through the journey of Ae Watan Mere Watan. But the first thing first, Sara. You're playing a 20-year-old in a film which traces the journey of somebody who stood up for the nation and wanted to take ahead the call of freedom fighter. What was Sara doing when she was in her early 20s? Was she this aware, like Usha Mehta?
I definitely don't think I know anybody in my personal life as, I don't even know if aware is the right word, but as strong and inspirational as Usha Mehta. But at the age of 20, I was trying to finish a 4-year college degree in 3 years so I can come and start acting. So I was doing my own bit also.
You're fresh out of success of Zara Hatke, Zara Bachke. Does it scare you somewhere at any point that you are taking such a beautiful risk, I would call it, to come with a character which normally people don't want to tip off when they are enjoying a successful moment, and that too in theatres, which happened after eons for everyone?
I don't think so. Because I think that there's no right time for a jump. You know, when you feel like, and this just happened. I didn't know when I started shooting Ae Watan that Zara Hatke would be a hit. You know, like you don't know these things. One thing doesn't have to be a cause and effect of the other. All you have to do is, I think, have faith and do honest and good work. And I'm just decided to put my head down and just keep working, practice just gratitude, and just be better than I was yesterday.
You've always been very candid about your failures, Sara, and you're equally humble when it comes to accepting success. From where do you get this quality? Because it's very rare to understand that it is a part and parcel. It's like every Friday, it changes.
I think that my mom is a huge grounding factor in my life. But I also know that bachpan se hi I've been a very overtly critical person with myself. I still remember when I didn't get into Yale, it was like the world had crumbled. And when I got into Columbia, it was like, oh, by the way, I'm going to Columbia. So I've always kind of been that person कि चीज़ें बहुत अच्छी होती हैं तो उसको celebrate ज़्यादा नहीं करती, and this is not a good thing. And I'm going to change this about myself. I have celebrated the trailer of Ae Watan Mere Watan already. So I am now trying to change that. A little bit of celebration, a little bit of self-love is important and necessary. I don't think I do that enough.
Aren't you gentle towards your own self?
I wasn't. I need to be more gentle because I really am not.
Does getting older, gaining more experience, changes the way you look at your roles, you pick your paths?
I think it changes the way you look at your life because you understand that there is only one life and you fully know what that means. Like when I think of the fact that I've been an actor for 5 years, it is insane to me that I'm an actor and I've been one for 5. Every opportunity counts. So I think the older I'm becoming, the more I'm understanding that it's important to firstly just be. आप कब celebrate करोगे? केदारनाथ हिट हो गई, शायद मैंने वो भी सेलिब्रेट नहीं किया, आप ज़रा हटके की बात कर रहे हो. तो now comes the time to actually embrace, accept and honor who you are in the moment. Then the next moment will take care of itself.
And that's lovely because sometimes we are in such a rush to work that we even forget
Where am I
applauding
going?
ourselves.
People keep asking me what is your aim? मकसद क्या था? Honest बताओ, मकसद ये था कि मैं एक्टर बन जाऊँ. तो शायद मकसद हासिल हो गया है. Now am I done and am I content? No. I want to keep going, which I will. But you can keep going with the feeling of triumph also. It doesn't only have to be all the time, you know.
I'm seeing a very different Sara. I think I'm meeting you almost after an year. Where does this change come from? What is this? What is this self-awareness? Where this calm comes from?
There's been a lot of self-work, I think. There's been a lot of time to reflect. There's been a lot of time to prioritize. There's been a good amount of meditation. There's been a lot of gratitude. There's been acceptance. I think maybe I'm accepting who I am for the first time fully. Today is the first time I've given an entire day of interviews without any jokes, without any shayari, which is fine. Like, those are also good only. मेरी शायरी हो गई थी सुबह जब जल गई. Instagram पे लगा दिया, आज ही क्यों हुआ वो. But it doesn't only have to be that. I don't have to box myself. I don't have to limit myself. I'm enjoying self-liberation for the first time.
When you play parts like Usha, which I know you have discussed at length that there are no reference cards and whatever material you get to work on with, do they take a toll on you somewhere?
No.
Because these are the parts which you sketch your own self. There's nothing to.
I don't know if take a toll is the right thing. I think Usha made me discover way too much about myself. Everything that I admired in her, I found tiny, tiny fractions of those things in me. Like confidence, like the need to keep going, like spirit, like the need to derive your strength from your own self. For the need to be able to say, you know what, if this is wrong, and I'm not going to stand by it anymore. I used to not be this person. I am becoming this person.
When we say it's a patriotic film, we often talk about jingoism or chest thumping patriotism. But leaving all that aside, what is exactly patriotism for you? You come from a family where your grandfather was one of the most celebrated cricketers representing the nation. Your grandmother, her body of work, her forefathers, your parents, celebrated actors in the nation. What's patriotism for Sara Ali Khan then?
I think patriotism for me today is just being grateful to be living in a free, democratic, sovereign republic. And genuine gratitude to all the unsung and celebrated heroes that have given up their lives and livelihoods to be able to give us what we take for granted on a daily basis. That is patriotism for me, and I think that patriotism for somebody like Usha was just the epitome. देश प्रेम से अपने आप को ऐसा भर दो कि किसी और प्रेम के लिए जगह ना रहे, is what Gandhi ji said to her.
Well, I think what we also not understand in today's generation, we all take patriotism too frivolously.
We all take everything too frivolous.
I think, yeah, what we should take frivolously, we don't take that apart from that, everything
Exactly.
else we do.
Like
Yeah.
Instagram.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Instagram. Sarah, does it bother you that every time you pick up a role, everyone would like to box you? And that's not just everyone, it's a conditioning. We see you as a bubbly persona, oh, then Sarah has to be that way. Maybe we see you in this, oh, Sarah has to do serious parts. Does it bother you as an artist that there are too many boxes to tick in?
I don't think I've been a victim of that though. Because, I mean, if you think about it, Atrangire was different from Gaslight, which was different from Zara Hatke, which is different from Murder Mubarak, which is different from Ae Watan.
Exactly.
So it's been not a conscious effort, it's been a conscious prayer and just a lucky effect that I haven't actually been boxed. And it's just my endeavor to make sure that that doesn't happen. What does happen sometimes is because I'm bubbly or fun or spirited, people find it difficult to take me seriously. That is actually a problem that sometimes I face. But as far as being boxed in films is concerned, if people like this film, people accept me in this film, and people like Murder Mubarak and they accept me in Murder Mubarak, then times ahead for me are going to be very different, I think.
The reason I ask you is because it's brave. You make different choices without, I don't know, realizing or not, you're not chasing box office numbers.
No.
In an era where everyone just is aiming for numbers and the stardom and being number one.
वो हो जाएगा अगर होना है.
You're just hopping OTT to films and whatever you like, you do that.
I have to learn now. I have to grow. Because लोग तो उनका नज़रिया I can't control. They might like it, they might not like it. Do I feel victorious at the end of the day? And the only way I will is if I do eclectic, different, constantly growing, learning, unlearning. अगर ये process बंद हो गया तो मैं क्या ही कर रही हूँ फिर?
Do you still audition for parts?
I would. In fact, in the office that we're standing in, somebody asked me the other day that would you be open to audition, and of course I would.
Wow. Does it scare you that when you have to be in front of an audition camera, the Sara Ali Khan and Sara the actress, do they coincide? Is there a battle? Oh, I'm already someplace in my career. Why do I have to put out for myself?
It's not about where you want to be. I think the audition is about seeing if you'll be able to do justice to this character. They're not trying to test you. They can watch the 10 films of yours that have released. That's not the point. The point of the audition is to see, do you fit that part? And there has to be humility in that.
That's lovely, because I know of people who are definitely not cool with the
I did an acting workshop with Atul Mongia recently for no movie. Just for fun. And then I went for scene work with people that are all aspiring actors. And nobody at all treated me like, oh my God, this is the Chakachak girl. Oh my God, Aankh Mare. Nothing. I was Sara and I was doing scene work with them like they were doing it with each other. I'm really grateful for that opportunity.
How are your parents' reaction to this? I mean, there has always come a film which you're proud to go up to your folks and tell them, like, hey, this is my
mine for me.
My film. What was that reaction? Because, I mean, yeah, like a proud child, I would say. I think this is one of those films you would go up to your parents. I feel.
I definitely think so. I think that whether it's my grandmother, whether it's my mother, when they use words like goosebumps, रोंगटे खड़े हो जाते हैं, तो लगता है कि यार कुछ तो सही किया होगा.
Sara, lastly, आगे क्या है? Because there is such a big leveling playing field. The content has merged. We don't differentiate between OTT to films. But what Sara, the actor, inspires to be, I am very sure of this thing. She's definitely not chasing numbers. But what is Sara chasing? What she's looking for? I think I gave you the tough one for the last one.
What is Sara looking for? I don't know. I think peace. Peace, and that's it.
And I think that's beautiful. We undervalue it
We
so
do.
much.
We do. I think just gratitude in all that we have. And finding yourself. I think what I'm looking for is just myself. I've run around enough. There's a lot here that needs to be dealt with.
And I think you have come home to films. I would
I
only
think so.
say that.
I think so.
And to more performances, to more such decisions where you know that maybe you're not in the rat race, but you're definitely in the race of pursuing something more beautiful, and that's the craft. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Namaste, I'm Sara Ali Khan and you are watching me on Bollywood Bubble.